Hello, welcome. I'll give everybody a moment to join. My name is Bonnie Beyer, and I am an engagement director with Valiantys. And uh, welcome to our webinar on Atlassian governance. This is a passion area of mine. Here, I'll go ahead and scroll to my introductions here. Um, a little bit about me. I'm Bonnie, and my career, most of my career, I was actually in avionics. So I spent 22 years at an avionics company here in the Midwest. Um, and I worked as a software engineer, a systems engineer, a project manager, engineering manager, back to project management, et cetera, evolving complexities of avionics systems. And then my manager came to me and said, we need you to go over to shared services and manage the Atlassian transformation and the agile transformation. And so I was like, okay, what's agile? I knew how to spell agile. And they were calling our Atlassian tools ALM, Application Lifecycle Management. And I had to figure out what in the hell is Jira, Confluence, Bamboo, Fisheye, Crucible. I was like, where did these names come from and what do they mean? So I had an incredible learning journey there, and very steep but fun learning curve. And I had so much fun doing that I started as a consultant in 2019 so that I could help other organizations with that as well. But what I didn't realize was that when I walked over to shared services at that avionics company, the people that had started this transformation journey actually had very good governance practices in mind as they were designing their Atlassian system. And I learned from them. And I just assumed that was the way all IT organizations would do it. But then I got working with several client systems and realized that's not the case. The vast majority of our organizations that we work with um, have wild, wild west systems. And it's because Atlassian products are often brought in grassroots style. This engineering team or that engineering team brings the Atlassian products in, and then it gets thrown over the wall to IT, and they've got to try and clean up the mess. So that is what this webinar is about: is how to establish that governance over your Atlassian products and maintain it. And so a little bit about Valiantys. I'll do a little short commercial here. The company that I work for, Valiantys, we are 100% dedicated to the Atlassian ecosystem. We are branching out somewhat. We do have partnerships with several other vendors as well, but Atlassian has been the core of our delivery systems. And so we have been the Atlassian Partner of the Year several times, winning that award. We have 65 of the global Fortune 500 working with us. I'm working with one of those companies right now on their Wild Wild West systems. We also have a development branch, and they've been fantastic because with all of the AI activities, all the AI developments, they've been fast and furious, having fun with developing new capabilities with Rovo and all of the extra AI tools like Glean and ChatGPT and Microsoft Copilot and all those. And we have been Atlassian's first global partner, and we also have global coverage with over 600 team members. So wherever you are, we have somebody in your time zone, and we can help you with your work. And so, but let's get into the webinar itself. And so this is our agenda. What is governance? What do we mean when we talk about governance? I often write my agendas on the what, why, who, when, what, how, the questions. And so what is governance? Why do we care about it? Who is involved? How do we get started? And then I promise you, I also will give you a demo of the Atlassian Governance Board Confluence space that we've built that we use in all of our engagements to show you how you can use how you can document and manage your governance with Confluence. All right, so what is governance? I'm going to go ahead and zoom in a little bit. This might be a little small, so let's just increase that zoom a little bit. Well, governance as a word is defined, and this is the Wikipedia definition, the process of making and enforcing decisions within an organization or a society. And I always say when somebody comes to me and says, this client or this potential client is asking about governance, and I ask them, governance of what? Governance without a qualifier is meaningless. Are you governing your tools? Are you governing your practices? Are you governing your financial systems? Are you governing your Atlassian Jira system? So we could be governing a federal government. We could be governing a state society. Our PTA is governance over our fundraising activities and interactions between parents and teachers and the students. So what are we governing is the question mark first. And then how do we go about doing that? And so there's examples of governance in engineering all over the place. You know, we have our development practices, we have configuration management procedures, we have scope control. Often that's managed, especially in avionics, when I would work with big people like Boeing or Airbus or Bombardier, we'd have our change control boards where we'd decide what is in scope and what needs to be delayed to the next engagement. We'd have our IT managed systems, servers, equipment, and tools. All of those things need to be governed. But regardless of what you're governing, it is important to consider these best practices. And so you want this to be representative. And I apologize, I'm in the United States, but we try to have a representative governing of our country. But that's true for your tools. That's true for your processes as well. You want to have all of the stakeholders represented when you're governing your tool solutions. You want to apply holistic systems thinking. You don't want to optimize for one individual team at the expense of the entire organization. You want to optimize holistically for the whole system. That doesn't mean that you don't want to optimize for teams and for smaller groups, but you need to take those optimizations in consideration with the entire system and making sure that you're not breaking things that are going to hurt others. And the third bullet, maybe that's probably should be the first bullet. It's probably the most important item. People drives the process and process drives the tools, not the other way around. We want to make sure we're starting with the culture, what's important to our organization, what's important for our mission, and then allow the people to drive the practices and the process to satisfy what's important for the organization. Those processes and practices then should drive the tool solution. Too often we see the tool solution driving the other way around, making the process fit the tools. And we don't want that. And that's why Atlassian products are so powerful, because we can customize them in so many ways to make it so that they fit our processes and our practices in our organizations. And then intentional change management. And this is really critical when it comes to the tooling solutions, and IT organizations all over the world often have their own change management experts or even departments that are managing that change, communicating that change. A real good model is ADKAR, awareness, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement. That ADKAR model for intentional change management. Awareness, why are we doing this? What are we doing? Desire, what's in it for me, etc. The training is important for the ability and knowledge, but that's not all that's involved. And if that's all that's involved, then you're not doing intentional change management. So that is what governance is. And so let's go ahead and jump into, why do we care? Well, we care because without proper governance of our Atlassian systems, then we are not going to get the value out of them that we're expecting. You're not going to be able to have that true visibility or transparency of decision making, of how scope is laid out in the organization so that you're not overlapping efforts, dependency management, understanding change when decisions are being changed and how we need to pivot, that communication flow is going to be impaired. And even Rovo and all of your AI products, they're going to be impacted as well, and how efficient and effective and aware they are. If the data is not linked appropriately, then your AI is not going to have good information. And so you want to make sure that you have a well-governed system with good intentional design in that system. So that way, all of your project management tooling, your portfolio tooling, all of your gadgets and dashboards are providing accurate reporting, and so that your Rovo and AI is able to navigate through the system and understand what is linked and what that means. So that way the AI can learn better and communicate better about issues that you care about. And so, what does good look like? I like this image here. Chaotic growth is where we have tool overlap, admin chaos, confused teams, and broken reporting. Where intentional design, that's where you have a well-designed system with clear governance and controlled systems. So when I speak about IT governance, I actually have, if you want to put those links in the chat, Kristen, there's some articles that I wrote in LinkedIn about this, so you can read more about this. But governance really spans 4 domains. And the first one is intentional, scalable design. It's so important to have a well-defined Jira system. And the very first question you're going to ask, or I'm going to ask, is what does this Jira project represent? And they'll say, that one represents this team. What does this Jira project represent? Oh, that one represents a product line. And okay, what does this Jira project represent? Oh, that one represents this department. And it's like, okay, no, I'm not asking you what these individual projects represent. I'm asking you, what does a Jira project in general represent? You want to define that for your organization, maybe by categories. If you have different types of Jira spaces in your system, different categories, but every Jira space of that category should represent something well defined, whether it's a team or a product line or a department or a team of teams or whatever it is, a release train. So intentional design is important, and that's kind of the foundation for your governance, and the activities that are going to go into that is making the decisions for how that's designed. Rigorous change management. I mentioned that before, but that's a critical aspect of what the governance board is responsible for. Having a well-structured support model. How do we manage our support needs of our end users? And then enablement and training. Making sure that we have a good knowledge base and that we do have the proper training materials, videos, or even instructor-led training in some cases. So all of these form that structure that's needed to scale. If you have a group of 20 people working in your Atlassian products, you probably don't care that much about governing the system. But if you've got 500 people or thousands of people, you need to have a well-defined, designed system that is scalable and can be maintained. And so, I love this picture. I got a comment there. This is from our Jira Hall of Fame, this workflow. And these are some of our worst case scenarios of what we've seen in some of our client systems. Do you have any systems like this? 870 different work item types, or over 3,000 custom fields, over 4,000 workflows. I'm working with a client right now. They have 1,600 statuses. So 1,600 statuses makes it pretty impossible to create a filter or a dashboard gadget, knowing which statuses you want to include for completed work versus rejected work versus in progress work. And then schemes and the number of cooks in your kitchen, your Jira admins. If you're approaching these kinds of numbers, you absolutely need to get some good governance over your Atlassian tools because you probably do have a Wild West situation. Just going into this in a little more detail, do all of your projects have their own issue type or workflow schemes? Are you creating projects as one-offs, or are they using shared schemes? And do you have template projects with those shared schemes for each of those project categories? Do you have those several dozen issue types? Or do you have multiple versions of the done status that mean pretty much the same thing, like done and complete and closed and finished? And I've seen in a system done, and I've even heard a system that said done. And I can understand why people come up with those. Is it done or is it done? I understand. I've seen systems that have canceled with one L and canceled with two L's. In fact, you probably have that in your own system because some of the Atlassian templates will have canceled with one L and canceled with two L. So if you used one of those templates, then you ended up with those statuses in your system. So getting that wrangled down into something that's meaningful for that done status is important. Do you have several dozen resolution values or even hundreds? Do they really mean resolution values? And do you have them mapped appropriately for those done statuses? Or hundreds of custom fields or hundreds of custom field contexts? Those can be a problem area because who's actually using all those fields? And are those fields consistent across all your different projects? If you don't have meaningful information coming together from all of the different tasks and stories and epics flowing up into the initiatives and up to the strategic priorities or whatever your higher level work item types are, then that data is not going to be collective information that's going to be meaningful. Are the admins trained or are they inexperienced? Or are they really, really talented? I'm working with some where they have some really incredibly talented Atlassian admins. But there's the flip side of that coin. Sometimes they'll get requests and it's like, oh, can we do that? Oh, yeah, sure we can. We can figure out a way to do this. But they don't stop and ask, should we do this? And in some cases, maybe they're not given the authority to say, no, we shouldn't do this, even though they know that it probably is not scalable and may cause issues in the long term. They're being told, I don't care. You do your job. Let them eat cake, essentially, is what some of the champions will say. Let them eat cake. And so they need to be trained and they need to have the proper authority to govern the system. And again, if you have several dozen cooks in the kitchen with admin permissions, it's very hard for them to coordinate and understand what each other's working towards and keep consistency in the decision making. So making sure that's limited as well. And if you're answering yes to some of these questions, you probably need governance. And some of the things that you need to address with that tool governance is that wild west configuration. You need to get that cleaned up. You need to get your teams into standardized project template categories based on the type of Jira space that they have. You need to get those permissions or security issues resolved. If your user management or project roles or global user groups are out of control, then you have security issues and you'll definitely have permission issues, and you probably see permission issues in your support tickets. You'll want to address end user training. You're going to want to address end user support. And then, of course, that admin training and the cleanup of the technical debt. And then, of course, then you can start looking at your PMO and your agile support, your portfolio layer. If you have a nice clean Jira system, it's going to be very easy to implement those strategy collection type tools, whether it's the Tempo SPM solutions or the Atlassian strategy collection with Jira Line and Focus and Talent, or Jira product discovery, or even just using plans in Jira Premium and above. Plans is a fantastic tool. But you'll need to have some of that Wild West configuration cleaned up to make this part more achievable and meaningful. All right. So who's involved? Well, this is a challenging topic. I've seen organizations stand up governance boards that are full of leaders, and leadership is great, but they're not necessarily the end users. They're not necessarily representing all of the stakeholders or the subject matter experts. So we want to make sure that we have leaders involved, but we also want to make sure we have engaged representatives from across the organization in lots of different types of roles, so that we have the full end user stakeholder representation. You're also going to want to have your admins and integration support representatives. Are you trying to hook your focus or talent systems to Workday? Well, you're probably going to need to pull in your Workday admins from time to time. Or are you integrating with your chats, Teams, or Slack, integrating with email systems or other systems? You're going to want to have those admins involved as well, but they don't have to be full-time representatives. They'll just be there for those topics when they are needed. But there is a critical person that's going to be involved, and that's your product owner for the Atlassian tools. And you can call it a technical project manager. You can call it your executive champion. Well, probably not executive champion. But anyways, it's the person that essentially owns the decision making. They aren't necessarily making all the decisions. They're taking all of the information in and trying to get the governance board to come to a consensus. But when consensus fails, this is the person where the buck stops here. They're the final decision maker. They're also the ones that are driving the priorities and pushing things forward. And so these governance board, though, is going to then, once you've acclimated them, built out their plans, and I'll show you in the demo some of the early work that they're going to do. But then they're going to actually identify and implement and document how they want to operate and how they want to design the system. That Jira architecture, that design of that Jira system needs to happen. And maybe you do already have some of that understood, making sure that that's fully captured and everybody understands that, and making updates or improvements based on if you're in the Wild West, you probably have to make some improvements. But make sure that they're identifying, implementing, and documenting that will be a critical activity. After they've got their new Jira design fully implemented and rolled out, they probably only need to meet about monthly to review the change requests and talk about maintenance issues and user support and maybe upgrades or new applications, new initiatives to move into PMO type solutions or new integrations. So that's what they'll be doing going forward. And then after that, when they do get those change requests, it's really important that they understand the overarching system, that system holistic design. And so they need to consider all impacts of the changes that might be being requested. If a user, say, is requesting this Gantt style plugin, they shouldn't just say, yeah, they need it, approve it. No, let's look and see, do we already have that kind of functionality in the system? Or let's ask, what is the need that they're trying to address? What is the real requirement that we're trying to satisfy? Because maybe they just went and provided a tool solution rather than thinking about what is it, the problem we're trying to solve first. And then there's no such thing as a free plugin. If it's a free plugin, I guarantee you it's still not free. Most plugins are going to actually introduce configuration into the system, which has to be maintained and may not match your Jira architecture. So you're going to have to think about that. And all plugins really should have some knowledge base and some training involved, some change management communication about it. So there's no such thing as a free plugin. So don't let anybody run that by you. All right. So, uh, as I said, some of those things that they're going to do is they're going to decide what are our goals? What are the different things that we're trying to achieve? And so we look at these different Jira components. We've got Jira, we've got our source control, maybe it's Bitbucket, we've got our PMO type tools, we've got Confluence, we've got our best practices and our governing bodies. And so all of these different things that we're trying to manage, but our goals are that we want to have scalable growth. We want to have visible control, that it's user ownership for all of the stakeholders, and open knowledge sharing. And these may not be the goals that your governance board operates under, but feel free to steal them if you want. But they should be setting what their goals are as a governance board. How do we want to operate? They also want to establish what is their vision and their purpose. In our case, the governance body will support the creation, discussion, decision, and implementation of the Atlassian products, apps, components, and configuration. And so if they all understand this is what our purpose is, this is what we're trying to achieve, then that, and if anybody says, okay, this is what we're trying to achieve. Is everybody in the right room? Or do you need to exit and find somebody else that's going to represent your organization? That's fine. But getting everybody on that same page is critical for how to get started. And then they're going to make those architectural decisions. And so some of those architectural decisions are the layers of scale. What's our hierarchy in our Jira system? What is our scope of responsibility? Exactly which of the tools are we responsible for? And are we responsible for all of the different aspects of training and support, or are some of those actually managed by a different organization? What is our Jira configuration structure? Or sometimes I call it the Jira data topology. What are our program and portfolio requirements? And what are our integrations and customizations that are required? So lots of these different architectural decisions need to be made. This example here is for a topology. If your system right now, do you have a hierarchy of 3, 4, 5 different issue types from story up to, say, theme? Are they all in the same JIRA project category? That probably is not, option one is typically not a good use case. And so you want to clean that up. The more common approach is that you would have your higher level issue types in divisions or business unit or even company-wide JIRA spaces that have all of the higher level issue types. And then teams or teams of teams or product line teams, however you're defining a JIRA space, then they operate with the JIRA epic and the stories and tasks and subtasks in their JIRA spaces, with templates defined based on the type of work they do, whether they're business teams or shared service teams or software development teams or firmware or hardware teams. There's a third option. This one is not as common, but that's where they would have those epics in their own project category, and they'd have the story task level in its own project category. And that happened a lot with Jira Align, and some of the other PMO style tools. But our typical first approach is to go with this direction. The other thing I want to point out is that governance must be documented because, well, your admins play the lottery. And one of these days, one of them's going to win the lottery, and that means they're going to disappear to go to live in the Caribbean, or you have scattered documentation. Some of it is on this person's hard drive, and some of it is in this share drive, and some of it is in this Confluence space, and some of it's in that admin's head who just won the lottery. And so all of that scattered documentation is going to lead to confusion, rework, and knowledge loss. And so we want to make sure that we're documenting our decisions and keeping that information for historical purposes. So that way, when changes come, they know how to investigate how that change is going to impact them. And with the use of Rovo, that'll make it even easier if you have it well documented in your Atlassian governance space. Rovo can help you then, okay, we want to change this. What is that going to impact? So let's go into the demo. I'm going to show you my Atlassian governance board space here. So right now I'm in the client demo Atlassian.net. And so this is our client demo environment. So this is not an actual active governance space, but it's what I use to demonstrate. And we do provide this to a lot of our clients, import it into their Confluence environment so we can work from this space as we define their governance practices. And so our homepage, our landing page, is where we have our mission statement and our purpose. What are we trying to achieve? We have our schedule. We have our agenda. And then we also have our membership. Who are our different product admins? And what type of access do they have? Who are our governance board members and what role do they play? Maybe you need a facilitator. Oh, maybe you have a product owner or an executive sponsor. And then who are our other admin groups as well. So you're going to want to have all of that documented and maintain this for that full transparent visibility of who's managing that governance board. And then they're going to define what is the scope of our governance. What Jira systems and what Confluence or other systems are we responsible for? And are they active or are they pending? And what license levels are they? So that's the home landing page. Gosh darn it. Sorry about that. So but the rest of the space is where there's a lot more meaty information. And so it's broken down into 3 sections. And so we have governance practices, Atlassian administration, and our knowledge base. And so I'm going to start with the knowledge base because that's probably the light, easiest part to explain. And that's where we have all of our company specific knowledge base documentation. I'm going to repeat that. Company specific knowledge base. You don't want to recreate all of the Atlassian documentation. You don't want to recreate all of the tempo documentation. You don't want to create pages on how to create a filter or how to create a dashboard. Let Atlassian create and maintain that documentation. Let Tempo create and maintain their documentation. If you create it, it's going to go stale. They're making constant updates to these tools. And so then you're going to be trying to maintain it, or you're going to end up with stuff that's just wasted effort and not valuable. But you might want to create a knowledge page about how we create a dashboard for these product management reviews. So that way it lays out, okay, these are the specific gadgets and how the filters are set up for this PMO type meeting. Or how our teams manage their sprints, their sprint naming conventions in our organization. Or how do we set up our plans for conversations with our clients. Whatever those company-specific practices are, you'll want to have those defined. And same with Confluence. You may have labels taxonomy for your organization, or you may have specific templates that you've built out for your organization, maybe for engineering estimates or for product management reviews or whatever the different use cases may be. Maybe you're even implementing your HR performance reviews using Confluence. You'll have your page templates, your organizational page templates documented and explained here. And so, but you don't have to say that your Atlassian documentation, maybe you do want to have easy access for your teams to understand, okay, people struggle a lot with creating this kind of filters, or they struggle with this kind of functionality. You can link to those Atlassian documentation or videos, YouTubes here as well. You just don't want to maintain it. So just provide the links and you can do that there. This top section here, Jira configuration, is where we have the definition of our Jira projects. For example, our enterprise project category. This might be where we have that higher level issue type that I was describing above the epic. And so each of our project categories, we should have a page that defines what that project category means, what its purpose is. We define this one for portfolio and enterprise leadership to track this type of work. And we identify products using this custom field or using components. We would also provide the sandbox and production template links. And you might even list out the active projects for that space, though that may not be necessary. If you're using that category field in Jira, you can just go to the list of spaces and sort by category. But all you want to really document here is exactly what the different schema sets are that are associated with that, and then provide details about the workflows or any custom fields that you care that are important for the end users to know about. So this is that end user to admin handoff of these are the different project categories we have. And if they're requesting a new space, project space, I'm going to always struggle with that. But but if they're requesting a new Jira space, you'll be asking them, okay, which type of space are you asking for? And that they'll have the information available to them and they'll be able to select that. The other areas that we have our Atlassian administration section. Now, this is where your admins, where they probably have various documentation. It's all over the place. And this is one way to structure this. This could be its own space all by itself. This knowledge base could be its own space by itself. And this governance practices could be its own space as well. So if your Atlassian administration team already has a space well-defined, that's awesome. They're probably ahead of the game. A lot of organizations, they don't. But if they have it all over the place in various documents, SharePoints, hard drives, then this is a great way for you to get that all pulled together and get that information out of their heads and well documented, such as their naming conventions or their run books for common activities, or even run books for uncommon activities, like maybe they're doing a major upgrade. They'll capture those run books there so that they can test it out in Sandbox and repeat it in production, and then they have that historical information about what exactly was done. They'll have their change request process and how they manage their system appropriately. And they'll even have their maintenance activities, such as their yearly housekeeping, their Sandbox updates, things like we have this custom field called quarter, and every year we need to update that quarter to disable previous year's quarters and add this year's quarters, or whatever that yearly maintenance activity is. And so all of that kind of information is captured in the Atlassian administration section. But this is what we really need to spend a lot of time on when it comes to establishing governance over our system. And that's our governance practices. Now, we throw these two first pages in just as an information guide to help onboard our governance team, to help them understand our best practices for Jira and for Confluence. Things like labeling new database elements or avoiding Atlassian templates and using instead company design templates, how to manage notifications, issue types, custom fields, all of those types of things. We have those kinds of guidance for those. But then we get to our decision log, our change request process, our support model, our training model, and our communications. And so these bottom four, these are really those models of how do we handle change requests and how do people support change requests or make change requests? And then what is our workflow going through that? What is our process? Our support model, how do we handle end user support? We want to capture that and capture the tools that we use and the process that we follow for that support model. And same with our enablement training model. Do we have instructor-led training for these types of activities? Do we have videos for these types of activities? What is our training model? Or maybe we have everything out on LinkedIn. I don't know, LinkedIn training. But whatever your training model is, you should document that as well. And then our communication plan. What types of communications do we spend out for? Do we need to have advanced communication on things? And how do we decide that? Do we need to have post communication? Do we have targeted audiences? And what is the method of our communication? Is it email? Is it a announcement banner? Is it uh, through SharePoint or our Teams chats or other communication mediums? So the types of communications and all of those different aspects of your communication planning should be captured here. But then our decision log, this is quite a page tree here, and it's kind of overwhelming, but this is all of the different decisions that are going to need to be made for how we design our Jira system. Things like, what are our different product access groups and how do we manage those? What is our Jira hierarchy? What are our project category structure? And these are designed based on the DASI template. So it rolls up to our top level decision log to show progress. As we work through defining what is our hierarchy and our project topology and our project team categories and our JSM project categories, or even our workflow starting and ending practices and how we operate in our workflows for those. All of these different decisions will be worked through by your governance team, making decisions on how to design the system. And then they'll baseline their system and they'll plan their transition plan of onboarding all new, all existing teams over into that new design based on their templates. After that, then the decision log becomes essentially decisions about change requests. And so some of these decisions are pretty big decisions, like how are we going to structure our data in the system? But later on, and you might start organizing them by year, you'll get change requests like we want this new custom field, or we think that the workflows for these project templates should change to use this status or to insert this status, or we need this new type of integration or this new type of product for our project management activities. And so the decision log will be captured for the teams for transparent governance of the organization, and they can always come back and see the status and the impact and when it was last modified, so they'll know when the decisions have been made and they can follow that appropriately. So that's just an example of how this can be managed, and I won't say it's perfect, but it's a starting point. And so organizations can use a governance space to capture their decisions and design their system and capture all of their practices for change management, support, training, and communications. All right. So back to your regularly scheduled webinar. So I love this slide. This one was created by Jason, and data is the oil, some say the gold of the 21st century, the raw material that our economies, societies, and democracies are increasingly being built on. So data is the new gold. So we need that data, we need that information, and we're capturing a lot of data in all these different custom fields, all these different workflows. So we need to make sure that we have consistency so that data is telling a real story, an accurate story, so that decision makers can make good decisions based on that data, based on that information that is flowing to them. If that data is inconsistent, some teams are using this type of custom field to capture information. Some other teams are using a different custom field, and some other teams aren't capturing that information at all. Then whatever story that those custom fields are telling is not going to be consistent for the org. And so it's not giving enough information for product managers, portfolio managers to make good decisions. And so that's what we're trying to accomplish here. with having a well-designed system that's governed appropriately for that visibility, insights, and consistency. And so we do have access to governance. At Valiantys, one of our primary values is to make every interaction remarkable. I think that's the word. Make every interaction remarkable is one of our high values. And so we try to do that with all of our interactions. In these webinars, we give lots of different webinars on lots of different topics, including Robo and the strategy collection, governance, JSM practices, all kinds of different topics about migrations and things like that. So feel free to check out our training options out there for all of the webinars. And then we also have a governance workshop that we offer. If you're ever interested in getting some hands-on training on governance, feel free to reach out. We don't typically do this as a public class. We would do it as a class that would be for your governance board, that we would work with the people that have been identified as your governance team. And we would walk them through the activities of establishing their support model and making some of the decisions in that decision log for their organization. Or we can actually do an engagement where we can walk you through that hands-on, helping as the facilitator, training up somebody else to become that new facilitator so that they can carry it forward for as long as you have the systems. You will want to govern those systems indefinitely. Now, the governance portion of it should become lighter weight after you've got the Wild Wild West tamed, but that your governance should continue indefinitely as long as you own the systems. I guess I should also mention we have also a new governance engagement called the Governance Transformation Assessment. And GTA is what we call it. And that governance transformation assessment is where we actually do, it's kind of a health check on steroids. We come in and we look at your systems. We do some forensic analysis. We've even got some AI support for that now to analyze your systems for what is designed well and what is not designed well. We do stakeholder interviews to understand what their pain points are, where they're getting proper support, where they're getting proper training, or what are the pain points for their reporting or tool requirements. And then we build out a roadmap to get good governance over your system, to design it appropriately, to satisfy those tool requirements that we heard about, to address those pain points. And we build out that roadmap and we lay it out in an ROI calculator to explain how the investment towards achieving that roadmap will save you money, to help you sell that internally so that you can get priority on that activity with your leadership. So that is called the Governance Transformation Assessment. So feel free to reach out if you're interested in trying to pursue that. And so just a little bit more of a commercial here about Valiantys. What makes us stand out? Well, we do have cutting edge curiosity. My team members, my colleagues are constantly learning new things. I'm working with Sarah right now, and she is just amazing at how she's using AI technologies to help redesign one of our clients' very, very Wild West systems to define what their new workflows and their new issue type schema sets should be for their templated systems. And so it's pretty cool to watch her in progress with that. We are committed to value, always optimizing, proactively improving, and we are trying to make every interaction remarkable. We are customer centric. That is my whole job, is to try and make you successful in what you want to achieve. And so we will engage with you towards your goals. So we've got lots of different ways that we can help you, whether it's consulting, licensing, integration or developments, managed services, or training. So do please feel free to reach out. All right, I think, yeah, we've gotten to the point where I'm ready to shut up a little bit. But before I do, wanted to find out if anybody has any questions. Here's the Q&A here. We've got lots of things in the chat. Oh, all those links. Do we have any questions, Kristen?
Yes, actually, somebody for a client asked, is it possible to rescue bad governance? And if so, how?
Well, yeah, I mean, that's what we do. That's what we have to do all the time. Because, like I said, often Jira and Confluence or some of these other tools, they get implemented as a roots activity. Or another common thing is where you've got two systems from two different companies and they have an acquisition and they have to merge those systems. And that causes wild west systems, even if both of them were well defined to begin with. Um, so yes, what you need to do is you need to establish, okay, well, you have to find an executive sponsor who's going to support this, that's going to speak up about this, and then having that sponsorship, and that's easy to get, by the way. All you have to point out is you can't tell what's going on in your system. You can't go to a dashboard and trust the data that's there. You're not getting the reporting that you need without having to pester everyone to get manual reports. But if we actually design our system and govern our system, we will be able to automate that. So you can go to a dashboard or to a structure or to a plan, a Jira plan or Focus, and get all of that information without even having to ask for it. And so, uh, with that executive sponsor's support, then you can actually establish that governance team. And you'll have to work through those decisions to architect your system, to do that future state design, and build out what are our project template categories. What's the definition of a JIRA project? And what are the appropriate issue types, how we lay them out in our project categories, and the appropriate workflows for those project categories, and the appropriate fields. Then you got to plan that transition plan. So I'm not saying it's easy. It's work that you will have to undertake, and you'll have to get executive sponsorship for that work. But it can be rescued, and it will provide value uh, for all levels. It'll provide value for the admins who will have a system that's maintainable and understandable. It'll provide value for those executives who want to have that one-stop dashboard or plan where they can get true information without having to go ask for it. And it's going to provide value for all the people in between, the project managers and the engineers and business uh, teams, because when they go to do a bulk edit or to create a filter or create anything in the system, they don't have to bang their head trying to figure out which statuses do I care about, which fields do I care about, because there'll be consistency and understandability in the system. So,
Excellent. Thank you. I have a couple more.
oh,
Um, what is the highest risk for an organization if governance is not properly implemented?
uh, well, the highest risk is security. Uh, that would be, if you don't have good governance, then it's likely that your user management, your project roles or space roles management, and your group management is out of whack. So some of those governance issues that I pointed out near the top, if you have too many cooks in the kitchen in terms of access for the admins, that's a huge security issue. The other issue, though, is a lack of transparency and visibility of the work that's happening in the organization. So, uh, overlapping, duplicated work, teams working on the same thing that really, or very overlapping functionality that, uh, or risks or dependencies that are not being realized or that are risks that are being realized and dependencies that are not being met. There's so many different things, but I would say the number one, the biggest risk is security. And after that, it's lack of transparency and lack of visibility of the work that's happening in the organization.
Thank you. And the last one, you mentioned change management. How does that relate to governance?
Well, when we're governing a system, it's not static. Obviously, when we first start governance, we're doing a lot of change because we're going to do some intentional design and we're going to transition people over into that intentional design. And so that's going to be change. You're moving people's cheese. So you need to make sure that you're following that ADKAR model, awareness, design, desire, knowledge, ability, and reinforcement, that ADKAR model for making people aware why we're doing this, what's in it for them, and how they operate in the system. And reinforcement, of course, is always about celebrating successes. But the other part of that, though, is even after you've onboarded them, you're not going to have a static system. You're always going to have change requests. And so you need to understand what is the proper amount of change management needed for each of these change requests when we implement them. Is this a small change? Is this a big change? Is this something they need to have pre-communication about? And who are the people that need to hear about it? Or is it just a little announcement after the fact? Hey, look, we just deployed this. I'm sure it didn't bother you, but you can do this. Whatever it is, some sort of change management will be part of the governance of that system indefinitely.
Awesome. Thank you. And that's it. That's all the questions.
All right. Well, I hope you all found some value in the webinar, and feel free to check out previous webinars. Our next one for governance, I believe, is scheduled in July. And I think we have some guest speakers coming from one of my clients talking about Confluence governance, as well as their Jira redesign activities. So they did a full transformation. So have a great rest of your Thursday, and I'll see you at the next webinar.